What's up everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about 8 new baits that you should be trying this March. Thanks everyone for watching. Please like and subscribe if you like this sort of content. Let's jump into the baits. So I've been fishing a lot of new stuff, primarily to just try something new. I'm all about just finding new and better ways to catch fish. It's kind of fun to do, trying new baits, find a better mousetrap basically. I mean, there's a lot of new baits coming out every single year. Some okay and some are really good. So with that being said, I've tried a lot of stuff this year already and I found 8 of them. I've narrowed the list to 8 that I really think are worth a shot. So we'll jump right into them. So I've talked about this in another video, but I love the Chatterbait Evo. It's replaced the Jackhammer for me. I think it's as good as the Jackhammer in many instances, and it's half the cost. So really can't say enough about the Chatterbait Evo. That one's easy, cheap Chatterbait, great. The next one I've been playing with is the Berkley Dime series of crankbaits. Right here, this is the Dime. It's kind of like a DT6, really. I mean, that's kind of what they're going for. They have a 4, a 6, a 10, and a 15. It's a great solid crankbait. Now, I've fished all of them, and one thing that I could say about these is they cast extremely well. They have weight transfer system. They got their flash disc technology in there as well, which helps it look and act like a balsa bait underwater, which is what makes that DT series so good. So I think it is as good as the DT series, a bit more durable and cast even better. So really like the Dime. Been catching fish on primarily the 6, but I have tried them all and it's a great way to catch fish in March, pretty much anywhere you live. Next one that I really like is the new Nessie glide bait from Berkley. Now I know this is just like the Grow Design flag. I did a more in detail review of this, but I really like the Nessie, especially because it is very cheap and it's a lot more readily available. You can find it all over the place. So really like this, something different, and it's just fun to fish a bigger bait like this. Speaking of bigger baits, we got the Spro KGB Chad Shad. Now this isn't brand new, but it's new to me. I think it came out last year, I'd say. So it's been out for a little while, but it is a mass-produced version of the popular Chad Shad from KGB. So the exact same profile, it's just more mass-produced. It's a lot cheaper, but it has a lot of those same characteristics. So I haven't fished the original, but the people that I've talked to that really know this stuff, that fish both, say there's a slight difference, but again, for the price, you can't beat the Spro version. I've really enjoyed fishing it. Really cool, different way to catch fish. And again, it's a lot more readily available. So if you want to get into glide baits and don't want to spend the hundreds and hundreds of dollars, this is a great way for you to get started. The next 2 are from Crush City, and they're everywhere right now. If you're not familiar with that, it's Rapala's new brand of soft plastics, popularized by Jacob Wheeler, Dustin Connell. They're doing stuff with Bassmaster Elite guys as well, so they are everywhere you look. Got some really good baits. Most people are talking about the Freeloader, which everyone's using for the mid-strolling technique, but I'm gonna show you 2 different ones because I feel like that one's got enough attention already. So one that I really like is the Bronco Bug. Now, I know this is just like the Do Live Beaver or the Doe Live Beaver from OSP, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. So this is the Bronco Bug. So it's an interesting soft plastic. It's got these really thick appendages on there. I mean, they're crazy thick. So the idea is when it falls down, these fall down in a different kind of crazy way than fish are used to seeing with other soft plastics. So very unique. I have been using it solo, but I've also been catching fish with this on the back of a jig. It makes for a really bulky jig presentation if you want to throw it on the back of a jig. Looks really cool, and it's also going to fall a lot different than other jigs just because of these crazy appendages you got on there. Next one is the Ned BLT. So it is a Ned rig bait, again from Crush City. So I mean, it's a Ned rig bait. I mean, it's 3-inch soft plastic, looks like a TRD. It's got kind of a different tail section than a TRD, but it also is stretchy like the TRD. So it's got that material, not exactly Elastec. I don't know what they're calling this stuff, but it is that durable plastic that also floats, which is key when you're fishing a Ned rig. So this is great on a Ned rig, but it's also really good on a drop shot rig. Last fall, Jacob Wheeler got a top 10 at St. Clair drop shotting this on the Bass Pro Tour. So you can fish it a lot of different ways, but really like the Ned BLT. Next one is the Z-Man Gremlin. So this is a creature bait designed by B-Lat, Brian Latimer. And it is that Elastec material from Z-Man. That's what they're known for. One thing I have noticed is they have made it a little bit firmer, so it's great for Texas rigging, where in the past, I've always loved Z-Man stuff for most techniques, but it doesn't Texas rig very good for a lot of, if you're flipping and pitching. This has solved it. Whatever they've done to it, it holds on the hook a lot better. You know, my last trip out, I was skipping this a bunch and it was not coming down the hook like it used to be with all Z-Man plastics. You know, it's so soft that it kind of slides down. They've changed it with this. Now, the other thing I noticed, this thing is Elastec, so it floats. If you put a really light bullet weight, like a 1/8 tungsten, this thing falls incredibly slow. So I was doing that in a foot or two of water, which is great for springtime fishing. So if you want that slow fall, almost like a Senko, that's what you can do, is just use a really light weight. The Elastec will do the rest. It's gonna be really good. I'm gonna continue using it during the spring, and especially when the bass are spawning. I think it's gonna be really killer, but so far really impressed with the look of this. So it looks like a brush hog or a lot of other things, but it's got a really great action. Really impressed with the Gremlin from what I've seen so far. Last one, Swamp Lord. So I'll pull this one out. I have one rigged up that I've been fishing, the black one, but I put this in another video I did when I unboxed all the new Berkley stuff. Said I was really excited to try it, and I'm still excited because it is a very good frog. So it's got a really good hook, really fine skirt. The other thing that I like about it, it doesn't take on much water, which is a huge problem with frog fishing. I mean, really it's just part of the game, but this one does not take up a lot of water. So you find yourself having to squeeze it a lot less often. Also skips incredibly well. I talked about that in the initial video, just because of the way it's designed, it's gonna skip well, and it does. So really like this frog, the Swamp Lord from Berkley. They have the standard version and then the popping version as well. So that's it. That's 8 new baits that I think are worth a shot. You know, there's so many new baits out there. These are the ones that stood out for me. I mean, I've been trying all kinds of stuff lately, but these are some really good ones, and they will catch fish for you this spring. March, April, May, whatever spring means to you, these are perfect baits for this time of year. Thanks for watching.